Guys, in today's video I'm going to share with you guys how I remove these press-on nails. I currently have on these Kiss. They're called the Salon Acrylic Naturals. The difference between these and these press-on nails, for instance, the tips are not quite as thick as these guys. These are the guys that I have on. I don't know if you guys can see how thick that is. Let's see, maybe you guys can see it there. I wanted to interrupt this really quick because I could have easily gotten an extra week's worth of wear because the nails that popped off, I could only find the glitter one, I couldn't find the blue one at this time. I could have easily just glued this nail back onto my nails because none of the other nails looked like they were lifting. None of them seemed to be going anywhere. I was already getting ready to remove these because if you are familiar with my channel, you are aware that I tend to switch my nail polish every few days or so. So I was already getting a little bit bored, but you can definitely get more wear out of them. Maybe if you want to do an extra week's worth, you could just glue the nail that popped off right back onto your nail, and it's not a biggie. I had still plenty of glue left over. I wanted to quickly mention that only because I think I got a question either on Instagram or here on YouTube if these are worth it. To me they are, because they serve the purpose that I needed them to serve. So one, I had an itch for long nails. Two, which is actually number one, I had 2 broken nails and I didn't want to be rocking really short nails. So these served a temporary purpose while my nail grew out just a little bit to where they weren't, you know, cut to the nub. These are also very inexpensive. They cost me $5 pre-tax. I did end up getting them at CVS, and this particular kit comes with 28 nails, so I was able to get 2 full sets, and whatever nails are left over in here is not enough to create another set. So these are basically kind of emergency. If something pops off or maybe it broke or something like that, then you can fill in. And again, I wore each set for 1 week, but I could have easily worn them for 2 weeks, which one pack alone would have rendered for an entire month basically. And yesterday these two, well, this one popped off and then this one kind of was popping off, and then I pulled off the rest of it. So you can see here it caused a little bit of damage to my nail. So this part of my nail was paper thin basically, which is a no-no. You know, I don't recommend that you do that. If for some reason part of it does lift, I do recommend for you to remove it with the acetone or as directed on the back here. So removal here on this package, it says do not force or pull nail off. Part of it was lifted and I forced it off right there, and you can see where it was still adhered, and then I just kind of tucked it off, so you can see the damage right in this area, which is why it became very fragile and paper thin. Trim and file surface to disrupt protective top coat. Soak nail in Kiss all or one artificial nail remover or acetone polish remover until soft. Wipe off softened nail or glue. So with these, when I initially applied them, I thought maybe like they're pre-painted nails, like their fantasy nails or something like that. Those have a protective top, and so you can't just rub them off with acetone. You gotta soak them in or file the top. The great thing about these nails is that you can wear them as they are, or you can paint them, which is what I've been doing with these. The plan for me was to remove the previous nail polish and then paint them again, but these don't have that protective top coat. So when I started removing it with 100% acetone, the entire nail was basically melting off. So it was coming off kind of like nail polish, which is really nice because it makes it easy for removal. It does take a little longer obviously than removing nail polish, but it does completely come off with 100% acetone. The acetone I'm going to be using is the Onyx Professionals, and this I usually get at Walmart, and it is 100% pure acetone. And I'm also going to be using my Beauty 360 extra large premium cotton ovals. I love these, and I get these at CVS. The only one I may need to soak off is this guy, because the polish that I put over top of it is a texture polish, and it's pretty thick, which is why this nail looks a little bit more thick than the others. And that's not because of the actual nail, like it wasn't too large for my fingernail. The polish itself just looks a little bit bulky. It still looked really cute. I really enjoyed this manicure, and this is the manicure that I wore for New Year's, by the way. So I'll start off with this guy. I posted my manicure on Instagram or a picture of me removing the previous set that I had on, and someone asked for me to do a video, which is why I'm doing this. I had explained it in the post, but someone still wanted to see a video, which I totally understand because I'm a visual person myself. Let's do this. It probably would make it faster if I was to file the fake nail off and then go in with acetone, but I'm trying to minimize the amount of filing that I'm having to do. So I don't know, let's see. Okay, you can start seeing how it started to remove the fake nail in this area here. You see that? I try to focus a lot of the acetone mainly on my actual nail and then move it towards my smile line or like this area. Do you see how weak it got? It just kind of bent itself. So I'm not really focusing the acetone application on the actual tip because it comes off on its own. When I removed them this way last time, I noticed that there was no damage to my nail. And if there was a little bit of excess glue, then I would just buff that away with a soft grit kind of buffer. This one's a little bit strong still, but I can't find the other one that I use. I'll show you guys a couple of nails and then I'll do the rest off camera, and I'll actually do this one on camera as well. I'm gonna try to do it just by rubbing it off. It is gonna take a little bit more effort because it's a lot of glitter, but that's okay. I am about to start removing this one. I know it's gonna take a little bit longer because I had put some of these nails on my sister-in-law and she removed it with acetone and it took a minute. So I expect this to take a minute too, just because I don't feel like doing the soaking. But what I am gonna do is just kind of hold it here for a little while. Let me soak this a little bit more. So it's really saturated in the acetone, and I'm just gonna leave it here for a little bit to soften it up quite a bit. I am quickly jumping in here because I totally forgot, and while I'm removing this glitter nail polish, I thought I would talk about it. If you are someone who removes their nail polish like this, right, you don't really care and you're just trying to rub it off or whatever and covering an entire area, I would not recommend that you do that with these nails because you are gonna get the plastic on your fingers. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I did see somebody do this and then they had to go in with acetone to remove the plastic off of their fingers. So just keep that in mind. Usually when I remove nail polish, and especially these nails, but I always do this with nail polish, I try to go in circular motions like this and trying to keep it controlled. And yes, sometimes I do get the polish on the sides. Of course, it's inevitable. But when I go like this and then I tend to pull away from the nail and away from the skin. So I'm not getting, you know, I'm not getting super messy and getting everything over here, not the nail polish. And in this case, because it's the fake nails, especially the plastic on my finger. So just keep that in mind. I thought I would mention it only because I saw somebody do it and then it just got really messy and their little knuckle skin started sticking together and stuff like that. So just something to avoid. Okie dokie, we're almost there. I think this took a couple minutes just to do this nail. See, there it goes. Not long at all. I think the difficult part was just the glitter because I put like 3 coats of that, but the nail itself not so much. There's just a little bit of it left, so I'm just gonna rub it off. It's still a little bit right here, looks like. Nope, actually that's it. I think all I have left here is a little bit of the residue of the glue, but that's about it. Okay, let me remove that. Grab all this and wash my hands, and then I'll start filing. Washed my hands and just gave them a little bit of a scrub. There still seems to be a little bit of the glue, especially like on this thumb right here. And then I got a little bit of the glitter on there, which is fine. So what I'm gonna do, because on some of the tips, there's a little bit of the acrylic still there. This one, for example, has a little bit there. Let me get my crystal file. Alright, let's use our crystal file instead. I gotta file these down quite a bit because initially when I put the nails on, I put them on because this particular nail had broken and so had this one, and they were really short. So I'm just gonna file it pretty low. And someone had asked me how I square up my nails. I press up the file straight up, flushed with the nail, and just, you can go back and forth. So it's not like this, it's not like this, it's not like this. I'm just going straight up against the nail and going side to side. You can go side to side or in one direction, whichever way you prefer. I do usually come right under and just file a little bit and then round it off like that to take off the sharpness of the edge right there. And then just kind of slowly bring it up like that. When it comes to the sides, you see where it comes down and you can see the little smile. The little smile line there. I just come straight down. Mine right now, some of the nails are filed in a little bit more, only because I had the fake nails on. So that way you wouldn't be able to see the nail on the sides, because the nails I was wearing were stiletto shaped. I'm gonna finish filing all of my nails and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just washed my hands and there's a little bit of glue residue here at the bottom, but I'm alright with that. I'm gonna utilize that actually just to support the nail a little bit. And I'm just gonna finalize whatever I feel like here. There's a little edge from under. Okay, I'd like to flick it up a little bit because there's a little bit of the nail that comes from underneath from all the filing. The last thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of oil and let this marinate and just soak them in a little bit because they've just been through a rough time, and give them a little bit of love. And I probably won't paint my nails for the rest of the day, maybe tonight, tomorrow, but I'll keep adding a bunch of oil to my nails just because they've just been through it, you know. Wow, I haven't had them this short in a minute. Alright, so that's it. That is all I do to remove the acrylics. As you guys saw, it's pretty simple to remove them. It does cause a little bit of damage. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't, because anytime that you're putting glue onto your nail, like a heavy glue, and adhering something to it, and then removing it, and maybe there's a little bit of residue or whatever, and you're buffing it down, you're still gonna cause some damage. So be mindful of that. I just want you guys to be aware going into it, because I'm not gonna say that there's no damage. But if I press down on my nail, especially the ones that I didn't pull off the nail, like this particular one, this one's pretty weak right now, but these, because I removed it with the acetone, I don't know if you guys can see, my nail doesn't bend at all. See that? like the edge here is not bending. It's pretty friggin' strong. So just be careful with removal. Patience is a virtue. Don't be tugging anything off like I did. Like I said, do what I say, not what I do. I am gonna be doing a proper manicure on my nails, kind of soaking them in and stuff to get all the grime from underneath there. There's still a little bit of paint, like the blue nail polish under it, and I gotta clean under my nails and stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys found it helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.